Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day here. The lighting is awful. You can't really, now you can see me. No pod for a while, which I'm very sorry about, but I'm gonna make it up to you with this little video here from the garden. We're getting it ready for the rest of the season. I was a goofball. I was a big old ginger goofball this year. I got the schedules mixed up. I'm zone 5B, for those of you who know what that means, which basically, like, let me see if this says better lighting. Not really, but okay. For those of you who don't know what that means, it tells you about planting schedules and a lot of other things. It has to do with temperature and a few other different factors. So for this purpose, I started my seeds way too early and goofed a bunch of it. So we're gonna have to make up with it. We're gonna be putting in peas today. There's gonna be no time lapse because I have no equipment to do a time lapse, nor do I have the hard drive space. Apple has been on my butt for years now about paying money to add 5 gigabytes of cloud space. I'm not doing it. They're not gonna get me. So with that in mind, we're gonna make some changes here. Let me show you what we're gonna do. And I'm sorry again about the lighting, but it's all natural lighting. And they say that natural lighting is best. So this is where the peas are gonna go. There's gonna be 2 rows. As you can see, I'm using tree stakes for these. I double plant my peas, and so they can get quite heavy once they grow to full height. Like full height will probably be up into this range, and that's a little bit above me, and I'm 6'1" for reference. So we're gonna get the pegs in. They're gonna go over here and just go straight across, and then I got some twine to pull everything tight. We're gonna take some compost. I have some mushroom compost that we're gonna take and we're gonna plant into. This looks very gray and dead, but like if you get down here and you pull it back, you can see like it's quite dark underneath. It's very black. It's really good, healthy soil. This soil has been, here we go. This soil has been, I've been working on this for 5-6 years now. Lots of composting, no fertilizer, or no fertilizer in like the traditional sense of the word fertilizer, because I don't even know if I'm holding this right. I use mycorrhizal fungi, which are much better long-term for the soil. Now, when you disrupt the soil, you can mess up the microbiomes. This will help with not messing up the microbiomes. You have to be very careful with how you do it. So when I'm getting the soil ready, what I'm doing is I'm not like tilling it, but I'm sticking a little pitchfork down in and just like moving things around just to make sure that like air is getting in. And I'll put a layer of compost on top, which I have in some areas, and then I'll put a little layer of mulch on top just to keep it warm and kind of get the soil active and get everything waking up a little bit early. So when we hit this time of year, I'm still not waiting for everything to wake up. I can just hit it and go. Now, one thing that we're going to be doing here is this has been where we've been planting in past years. So we're going to build out the walkway a little bit. This retains a lot of water. So we are going to do some soil upgrades here to help it drain a little bit better. But as you can see, I've got a lot of cardboard down. We're going to be pushing the garden out another row so we can add a little bit more things in. And then as you can see, this is just a mess. This is all going to get cleared out. This is a failed composting bin, but this is all going to get cleared out. We're going to make it look nice and beautiful, and it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be so amazing by the end. And if you want to help this, subscribe, send a like or something, like, and I can make the garden look very beautiful. And I'll do a time lapse. I'll even do a time lapse. Okay, we got some cedar mulch for the pathways, and then you can see here, Happy Grow mushroom compost. This stuff is great. This stuff is fantastic. I really love it. And then we have some pegs for the expansion of everything. We got some chicken wire, help keep the groundhog out. There's a little groundhog here. He is a son of a gun, I'll tell you that right now. I got him in the butt with a BB gun last year, and he didn't care. He went away for a little bit. And now he's come back. So we're gonna have to figure that out. I don't even know if I'm filming myself right now, to be honest. I've never done this before. I'm such an amateur, but I love when people do these videos. So I'm making one, and that's what it is. And hopefully it's good, and it might be awful. So we're gonna get the pathways going first, especially the ones down by the where the peas are gonna go, right down here. You'll see. So we're gonna get this looking nice and beautiful, and I'm gonna do a before and after. So before and boom. I have changed, as you're gonna just see this if I keep doing these. I'm gonna look and be dressed like a moron. Trust that it is because of a good reason, and that good reason is I am, as the more observant of you will have noticed, melanin impaired. I am a pale ginger fella, and that means the sun is not my friend. And also, this is tick country and tick season, right? There are ticks all throughout there, everywhere, and they carry horrible diseases like Lyme and alpha gal. I'm gonna be dressed like a moron. As you can see, I'm gonna be fully tucked at all levels. My outfits aren't gonna make any sense. I'm not gonna look like a hot farmer. So if you want something like that, or like a, you know, just a model gardener, go watch somebody else. I'm gonna be here not getting skin cancer and looking moderately like an insane asylum patient. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 2 more sections done of the garden. This is just gonna be where this cuts off. So this is gonna be all compost where the peas grow. As you can see, I've left myself a little bit of room. So there's gonna be a pea row here, a pea row here, and then right here is where we're gonna do some companion planting. The sun rises over there and sets over there, and it's gonna go on an arc, very similar to how it is right now. So we have to keep that in mind when building the garden. The original garden was just this section here. I moved it back that way, and that way. This is a different section. We'll get that in a different video. But for this section at least, it's gonna be peas and then a companion plant of some kind right in front. I don't know what companion plant I'm gonna do yet. There's a few different options with peas as their nitrogen fixing. So that's something we have to take into account. I'm gonna have to look at all of the different, a big reason why we're expanding it is because we have a ton of seeds this year. We have a lot of leftover things, and we have a lot of things like squash and my brain is not working today, but we have a lot of things like squash that take up a lot of room, and so it wasn't going to be feasible to plant everything in here and then be able to have enough room for everything. I plant pretty densely. If you're a fan of like permaculture and companion planting and food forests, we might do a food forest down there later on in the summer. We might even do one in here, who knows? But if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, then this is the channel for you. This is going to be the channel, because we're going to do all of that stuff, and it's going to look beautiful, and we're going to be at one with nature, and it's going to be awesome. But this is something from last year. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but as you can see here, these are garlic, and as you can see, like, we have a bunch of little baby garlics, which is fine in this section, but I let it go to flower so I could get the seeds, and like I've sprinkled the seeds all over, and I don't know if you can see like all of the different little garlics that are starting to pop up here, but they're popping up everywhere. So we're gonna be on garlic hunt, garlic watch. I have to keep 2 main predators out of the garden. One is a little groundhog, named Stanley, who I think I mentioned earlier in the video. And then the other, because I am ginger, are vampires. Listen, I am a cute, pale little ginger boy. And I think they have a hanker. I could see their mouths watering at that. It's really that serious, because he eats so much of the stuff that we plant in here, and I work so hard on it. And legit, like, I tried everything. We got new wiring on the fence. I planted all these plants to try to keep him away. I gave him other stuff to eat. I shot him with a BB gun, and this guy's still coming back. Like, he's harder to get rid of than herpes, to be totally frank. And so yeah, we're putting it in the hands of the Lord this year. The whole crop, the whole harvest, it's in the hands of Jesus, because that's the only thing at this point, the only person who can have a shot at keeping this food safe. And if you think I'm making that up as a joke, well then, look at this. Lord Jesus, please protect this garden. Please bless this crop. Keep it safe from all bugs and pests and disease and demonic influence, such as vampires, and maybe the most demonic of all, that freaking groundhog Stanley. All right, time for a pee break. Now, what we're gonna do for our peas is we got our other 2 posts in. I hammered those bad boys in. We're gonna take these compost, we're gonna spread it on the top. We're gonna get it covered in 4 different sections here. And then we're gonna get 2 lines going. Let me see here. Let me access one of my pockets. So I got 2 types of peas. We got dwarf gray sugar pod peas and Oregon sugar pod peas. Now, I think I actually have one other type inside. I'm gonna go look in my seed drawer, but once we have those, we're basically gonna do a line of one and then a line of the other. Now, one thing to notice about these is how they grow. So with these kinds of peas, and I have gotten this in the past, you can get purple varieties of the dwarves. They sometimes come up, yeah, purple flowers. They grow about 3 feet tall. They thrive in cool, wet climates. Shoots are used, blah, 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 for mixes, that sort of thing. 3 feet tall. For these ones, right, 2 to 3 foot bush, 3 to 4 inch pods, prolific plant, okay? So these ones, they're a lot denser. So like with these, with the dwarves, I'll sometimes go 2 to a hole, 2 peas to a hole. With these ones, I often like to just go 1 because they are so thick and dense. And because they're prolific, that generally means that they pull a lot of nutrients from the soil, which this should be pretty nutrient dense. But all of that being said, that's generally how I like to plant. We've only known each other so short of a time, yet I have already betrayed your trust with a lie. We have a 3rd type of pea, not just 2. Early perfection. The spoils of pea. So, perlite, which is gonna go a little bit right here where it doesn't drain well, and then definitely over there. But have some rainwater in a bucket. What I'm gonna do, what I like to do is, as you can see, we're starting to get the compost spread. The compost is well hydrated. Underneath is not so much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna pour it very gently through here, and that's gonna help it dissipate. I'm gonna go right down the line here, help it dissipate onto the soil a bit, so when I plant, it's kind of hot. We got rain coming in like 2 or 3 days, so it's not a huge worry with these, and they're gonna get a bunch of rain right in a row. So we're not gonna have to worry about this for probably 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest, which is great. You love it. Did Christmas come early? No, it's just perlite, all sprinkled out. As you can see, I didn't go too heavy with it anywhere at all, just a little bit to give it a nice little layer, and then we will put compost on top of it, and it will look like this. Ooh, so nice, so nice. How about that? Oh. There we go. That's better. You got a little goober on you. But this looks a lot better to me. So we're going to get these 2 rows in of seeds. We're going to clean up, and then that's going to be it for the video. So I'm going to get these seeds in. There's nothing really to see because they're not going to sprout immediately, but I'm going to try to keep up to date with this and hopefully be able to document the progress of the garden. I'm super excited as to what it's going to be able to be this year. Can't think of anything else. All right. Have a good one. Mwah!